My name is Frank Butler. They call me the Rhino. I've been probably getting from the garage brewing to where I am now for about the last 7 years. Originally, the reason I got into brewing beer is because we were drinking craft brew. It was just coming onto the scene, but we didn't like that metallic taste that finished in your mouth at the end of a beer. And then I started talking to people and found out that could all be changed just by when you added the hops. So I became kind of really, I don't know, taken by that, and I wanted to see if that was really true. And it comes to find out you can do that. You can have a really good hoppy beer without that metallic aftertaste by just manipulating when you add the hops. I think originally when I knew that it was kind of out of control is when I found out I could actually produce a good quality beer. It became not so much about brewing a beer every once in a while. It became more about how many beers could I have going at once. So when I first started out, I was actually putting my beer in a 5-gallon bucket in our front closet. And my first batch of beer actually had what we call a violent fermentation. And we had like a chocolate stout squirt all over our closet. So at that point I knew it was better to move the hobby out into the garage. And then every week I was buying either another piece of equipment or a bigger piece of equipment. And then it got to the point where I would have 3 or 4 beers going at once. So that's pretty much what started me on it, and now it's become kind of an obsession. Homebrewing process starts out real simple. When you're first starting out, you go ahead and you go online, you can buy a kit, and it shows up, and it's basically some syrup in a bag and a few little hops, and you throw that in your small little pan and you boil it up, and then you get done and you put it through your fermenter, and it's pretty much just brew by numbers. And then as you start to find out what you like and what you can actually do to make the beer better, little small tweaks make a huge difference. I think that as a brewer, the most important thing to me is consistency. To be able to consistently produce a product that's drinkable, that makes people stop and think about it, say, wow, this is a beer I want to drink again. I had tried to do that all the time when I was brewing in the garage, and especially now that I'm brewing on a professional level, just to produce a quality product over and over again that's replicatable. If you don't consistently strive to perfect your recipes, to tweak them, to make them a little bit better, to actually understand what it is about the brewing process that brings those characteristics up, you're not really going to be a passionate brewer that's going to continue to grow. I was extremely fortunate that I had access to a professional brewer like Mike Hess. I was able to get some things that home brewers can't get. So I think my greatest resource was the people I met. They inspired me to want to learn more. I think that as a brewer, you need to learn something new every day. There's always a learning process, and if you continue to do that, your beer gets better and better. And I found that as a craft brewer, you have total control of your product, and there's a beer for everybody. Everything from a triple IPA that's 12% alcohol to something that's so hoppy it hurts the fillings in your teeth. You can do a Belgian that tastes like a wine. You can do a real clean Pilsner or Kolsch. So I think that's what I love most about craft beer, is that there's something in craft beer for everybody. If you're going to get into brewing, I suggest you get with Home Brewing Club. There's a lot of them in San Diego, or go to breweries that encourage amateur brewers to come in and learn things from them. But find yourself a resource, someone to really help you when you have these issues, so that you don't get frustrated and give up on the craft.